Hello YouTube, this is Connor Klein. Today we're going to be talking about my Turf Tiger 2. A few tips and tricks to keep you running smoothly. There's a few, not really issues, but just things you should know about. There's only one that's kind of a problem, but Scag's going to get it fixed. So I'll start off with this thing. If you ever run it out of fuel on the carbureted model, it is an absolute nightmare to try and sit there in your customer's lawn and get this thing started again. They're like, wow, this guy's got a junk mower. And really the problem is with the EPA, you're not allowed to choke it enough to get it to suck fuel back into the system. On my older model Cheetah and the Kawasaki, it has no problem with just putting the choke on and getting it to start. They've actually got a lever here to where you can kind of shut the choke more, but it doesn't really work. But what I've found, instead of spraying carb cleaner or something down it or having to do something silly, after you put fuel in it again, you're going to want to take your little blue filter out of here. And then I've found, instead of trying to shove my hand in there or a shop towel or my shirt or whatever, if you just flip that thing around, shove it in there, it fits perfect. It'll completely clog that up. You can go over there, crank it till it fires, which doesn't take very long because it really puts some vacuum on the system. And as soon as that happens, shut it back off, come over here, pull it out, flip it around, and you'll be ready to go again. Really, once it starts, you almost can't pull this out while it's running. There's so much vacuum. But that's saved me a lot of time and headache and frustration. The second issue is when you're mowing, I've had issues where I'll smell like a burning, and I was like, man, I can't figure out where this is coming from. And you know, I looked all over the mower, checked the belt up here, nothing, couldn't find it where it was rubbing, anything. So eventually this belt back here just broke on me, and I was like, well, okay, not sure why. All the pulleys are new and in good shape. Let me get a light over here. Okay, so, but what the problem ended up being was I would unload this mower in gravel a lot of times, and the ass end is kind of low, and my trailer's kind of high. It's a combination of things. But what would happen is a piece of rock would get up in here on this plate, and it'd bounce around, and it'd eventually get caught underneath this belt. And you can see actually where this belt itself has had that shiny spot to the left. You can see where a rock has already been rubbing against this one, but I caught it in time before it tore up my belt. So if you smell anything at all, just hop out, come back here. Chances are there's a piece of gravel stuck under your belt. You just knock it out and you're good to go again. You just don't want to be replacing these belts a lot. I mean, they are expensive and it's just a hassle. And it's time you don't want to waste on something silly like this. But not a huge issue, but it is something to watch out for. It's happened to me at least 5 times. That's why I'm mentioning it, because it is an issue. But it's quick and easily fixed. The third and final problem I've had with this mower is, and this happened actually yesterday, but on the brake here, this bolt broke. And, you know, you're like, okay, not a huge issue, I'll replace the bolt. Well, that's not really why it's such an issue. It's the fact that when this guy breaks, this one actually broke the end off. It's supposed to look like this one. But when this guy breaks, what happens is it'll back out and your wheel will catch. You can see where it scraped here. And I think you can see there where it was, yeah, you can see there where it was scraping. Right there is really good. But it eventually popped out, hit here, locked my wheel up. I was like, what the hell? But it can be dangerous if you're on a hillside or near a pond and you're going along and that one wheel locks up and slings you into the pond. I mean, it could be really bad. Luckily, mine happened when I was backing off the trailer, which was a blessing. But if that does happen, to get through the lawn you're on, you need to just remove both of these bolts, pull this clip here. You just got to kind of pry it up with a screwdriver and get it out of there. But pull that, this whole assembly will just come off, and you can keep mowing, and you just won't have a parking brake on this side, which isn't a huge deal to get you through the day if you can't go get that part immediately. Luckily my dealer had it in stock and gave it to me for free because it was under warranty. But because of the danger issue on these, he did say that most of them, the nuts just back off and then they break, or it backs out and hits the wheel and causes issues. But on mine it broke. He said this is the second one he's seen like this, and the majority of the time the nuts have just been backing off. So he recommended that I Loctite both sides, and then Scag is working on completely redesigning this and sending out a new model to everyone, you know, free of charge. Hopefully this winter of 2020 is when it's supposed to be out. Not quite sure on that, but that's what they're aiming for. So if you have one of these, you may want to take these off and Loctite them, make sure they're working right, just to get you through. I mean, the season's almost over right now, so not a big deal. But those are the only 3 issues I've had with this entire mower. And it's at 334 hours right now. Hopefully you can see that. There you go. But yeah, other than that, it's been a wonderful machine. Haven't had to replace anything else at all on it. And with this having the 37 horse, it's got the stouter blade. So I mean, I know I've hit some stuff and they have not bent yet. So please like and subscribe this video if you thought it was helpful. If you've got any other questions, just drop a comment and I will try to get to those as soon as I can. Thank you.